If colors have personality, then green is nothing short of a celebrity. But how well do we know the color green? What does it mean? On a busy day, green means go. Green means money. Well, at least in the United States. Green is eco-friendly. Kermit the Frog has always been the spokesperson for the color green. And the Irish say there are 40 shades of green in their country.
I miss the River Shannon and the folks at Skibbereen, the moorlands and the meadows with their 40 shades of green.
But green is much more glorious in Pakistan. It's the color of the country. Its people, places, and national emblems. But colors, like people, come in all shapes and sizes, and people, like colors, can have multiple shapes. Pakistan is a nation with diverse ethnic groups. People speak different languages and have distinct characteristics. Now, the question is, how difficult is it for a culturally complex human society to develop a common culture? It's not difficult at all, because there are three simple characteristics of culture: what people think, what people do, and what they produce. I beg to differ, because when we ask ourselves as individuals what belongs to me, to my culture, we may get definite responses. But when we ask what belongs to us, to our culture, we ask a much harder question. But I'd like to know whether the people of Pakistan or of any culturally complex human society necessarily have to share common cultural elements. If yes, then who gets to decide what those elements are? And even before we determine what those elements are, we must ask ourselves what the baseline definition of culture is. This is indeed a vital question, for it promises to impact the way we educate our children and the way we express ourselves in art and entertainment.
About 90% of them understand culture or practice culture by way of performing arts, drama, dance, theatre, cinema. That is all. But this is not what culture is. Culture, popular culture, is a much wider concept. So culture by way of communities, by way of regional practices, by way of lifestyles, by way of local produce, by way of local initiative, by way of local respect for people, by way of promotion of local languages.
It's been 6 decades since Pakistan came into being. But the country still seems to be standing at the crossroads of culture. It remains to be decided whether there is any such thing as Pakistani culture.
If the Pakistani culture is a confused cultural mumbo-jumbo, then that is Pakistani culture, you know. But I personally feel that today our youth has a lot of energy, they're dynamic. They just need to be given the direction, and they need to feel their roots. That is the most important thing.
Our 4 provinces now, they are historically very old, and they have their own culture, they have their own identity. And now we are trying to minimize the local, regional culture, and asking them to wipe out their own identity, to eliminate, their cultural influence, and to absorb themselves in a larger identity of Pakistan.
Pakistan is an immensely diverse country. We are a country of cultural diversity, and that is our richness. Instead of disapproving what is regional, we should own it. We should value it. We should give pride to our regions. We should tell a Balochi, for example, when he comes to Islamabad, that he does not have to wear a achkan or a suit or a necktie to be acceptable here. he should be able to wear his most colorful ethnic costume and his wondrous turban and still be respected.
Pakistani culture is as rich and diverse, as vibrant, as full of life as one can imagine.